In the heart of California, along the picturesque Monterey Bay, lies the expansive and historic Fort Ord. Once a bustling United States Army post, it was a symbol of military might and strategic importance. Its vast landscapes, stretching across miles of coastal terrain, have witnessed the evolution of American military history from World War I through the Cold War era. Today, the echoes of the past blend with the silence of its abandonment, inviting us to explore the legacy of Fort Ord. Our journey begins in 1917, amidst the turmoil of World War I, when the U.S. Department of War sought a strategic location for artillery training. The choice of Monterey Bay's northern shores birthed what was then known as the Giggling Reservation, marking the inception of a military complex that would grow to monumental proportions. As the world moved through the tumultuous interwar years, the evolution of military tactics and the advent of mechanization demanded more sophisticated training environments. In 1933, the sprawling grounds were christened Camp Ord, in honor of Major General Edward Otho Cresap Ord. The transformation from a maneuver area for horse cavalry into a state-of-the-art training facility for mechanized forces mirrored the broader shifts in global military strategies. With the shadow of World War II looming on the horizon, the United States government embarked on an ambitious expansion of Camp Ord, transforming it into Fort Ord in 1940. This transition was more than a mere change of name. It represented a profound shift in the base's mission and capabilities. The establishment of the 7th Infantry Division as the first major unit to occupy the post marked Fort Ord's emergence as a cornerstone of American military training. The rapid expansion of Fort Ord in response to the demands of global conflict saw the creation of additional sub-camps, such as Camp Clayton, and the development of extensive training facilities. These expansions were not just about accommodating the increasing number of troops. They were about creating a state-of-the-art training environment that reflected the cutting edge of military tactics and technology. Fort Ord became a symbol of American military might, a place where soldiers were forged in the heat of rigorous training and prepared for the challenges of warfare on the global stage. During World War II, Fort Ord's infrastructure underwent massive expansion to accommodate the needs of a rapidly growing army. Initially, the land designated for what would become Fort Ord spanned several thousand acres, already a considerable size for military activities. However, the onset of World War II necessitated an unprecedented expansion, ballooning the base to its peak size of 28,000 acres. To put this in perspective, 28,000 acres is equivalent to approximately 43.75 square miles. This is larger than the city of San Francisco. Fort Ord's vast expanse could comfortably fit multiple cities of considerable size within its boundaries, making it one of the largest army installations of its time. This period saw the construction of over 1,000 buildings, designed to house and train up to 35,000 troops simultaneously. The base supported a population that included soldiers, military personnel, and their families, creating a bustling mini-city complete with recreational facilities, theaters, and shops. This sense of community played a vital role in maintaining morale and cohesion among the troops, fostering a strong bond that carried them through the hardships of war. The closure of Fort Ord in 1994 marked the end of an era for one of the United States' most significant military installations. This transition from a bustling army post to a site of environmental cleanup and redevelopment has been complex and multifaceted, reflecting the broader challenges of repurposing former military lands. The decision to close Fort Ord came as part of the Base Realignment and Closure Process, BRAC, a post-Cold War effort to reduce the Department of Defense's footprint. At its closure, Fort Ord covered an impressive 28,000 acres, a size that had enabled it to become a premier training facility. However, this vast expanse also meant that the base's closure would be one of the most significant undertakings in the BRAC program, both in terms of scale and complexity. The environmental legacy of Fort Ord was a significant concern from the outset. Decades of military training and operations had left the land contaminated with hazardous materials, including unexploded ordnance, lead, asbestos, and petroleum hydrocarbons. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency listed Fort Ord on the National Priorities List, making it a Superfund site and prioritizing it for cleanup due to its threat to human health and the environment. The cleanup of Fort Ord has been an extensive and ongoing process involving multiple federal and state agencies, including the Department of Defense, EPA, and the California Department of Toxic Substances Control. Efforts have focused on soil and groundwater contamination cleanup, as well as the removal of UXO from former firing ranges and training areas. As of the latest updates, hundreds of acres have been cleared of contamination and unexploded ordnance, but significant portions of the base still require remediation. Despite these challenges, part of Fort Ord has been successfully repurposed for civilian use. The establishment of the California State University, Monterey Bay, on former base land has been a highlight of the redevelopment efforts, transforming military barracks into academic buildings and student housing. Additionally, the Fort Ord National Monument, designated in 2012, protects over 14,000 acres of land as public open space, preserving its natural beauty and providing recreational opportunities. Hey guys, welcome back. Right now we are at Fort Ord near Monterey, checking out some of the structures that are still standing. Right behind me are some of the warehouses that used to be a part of this fort. These warehouses were actually used to house German prisoners of war after America entered the war. A large section of the fort is now full of hiking trails, but a really big piece is still off limits because there's still live explosives underground. This building contains some type of contaminants. Wow, look at that. Wow, huge hawk. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, it helps a lot. Let's go. As nature gently weaves its way through the once bustling grounds of Fort Ord, the transformation is palpable. Where soldiers once marched and buildings hummed with activity, there's now a hushed stillness. This place, once a hub of military precision and energy, now stands empty, its stories and secrets lingering in the air. It's a poignant reminder of what was and a canvas for what might yet be, as the echoes of the past meet the quiet anticipation of the future.